Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport update for you guys. I believe this is update number 45, so only 5 left until we reach update number 50. Today I want to start actually with a little bit of a trip announcement because this is something that I'll be doing quite soon actually. On December the 27th I will be heading out to California, but not in a way that maybe you would expect. We'll be flying out to Las Vegas on a Delta A321 from MSP, of course. And then in Las Vegas, we will go to the airplane shop, or next to the Gemini Jets headquarters and all that, Gemini Jets warehouse. But the Las Vegas airplane shop, super excited to visit that. I have visited the Miami one before, but I've never been to Las Vegas ever, so this is a first for me. I've never been to the state of Nevada before, so that is very cool. So we'll be seeing that, and then driving up to Santa Cruz. I have family that lives in Santa Cruz in California, and then we will be. I'll also spend a day trip up to San Francisco, and just ride a bunch of public transit up in San Francisco. If you guys have any suggestions for something I should do in San Francisco, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if it's something cool, then maybe I'll try and do it. Not entirely sure what my schedule will be though for then, but we'll head up to San Francisco for a day. I'll post a ton of stuff for MSP Transit on there, and then on January 2nd I will be flying home from San Francisco flying home from San Jose Airport. I will try to ride on the new Caltrain electric line because that's really cool. But we flying San Jose to Denver, then Denver to MSP on Southwest Airlines. So very exciting, very very excited to fly on Delta and Southwest, two airlines that I've not flown on in a long time. Delta I haven't flown on since 2021, so just a little over two and a half years for them, which is I guess not super long, but considering Delta is the hub airline here, I've not done a trip report on them yet. Very excited to fly on Delta again. And then for Southwest, the last time I flew on Southwest was back in 2020, I believe. So, yeah, it's been a long time for them as well. So excited to fly on Southwest again. And, yeah, have a stopover in Denver. I'll be doing some plane spotting there. So it'll be a great time. But anyways, we'll get our airport update finally started right here, where we have this Prime Air 737-800 right here. It's operated by Sun Country. This one arrived in from San Bernardino, and then we'll be heading out to Lakeland, Florida. And now here's our only aircraft in Terminal 2 today. No Sun Country in today's update, other than the Prime Air, of course. But this is our only aircraft here. It is the Frontier A321. This one arrived this is filling in for an A321 Neo as well. I'm hoping that someone can make the A321 Neo for Frontier, probably NG models. I suspect that they'll probably do it sometime soon. At least I hope so, because I would really like to get that model, and I'm sure a lot of other collectors would like a Frontier A321 Neo to be released. So this is Cubby the Bear on the A321 filling in for Sierra the Bighorn Sheep on the A321 Neo. This one arrived in from Orlando MCO, and it will be heading back out there. So very nice to get that one in right here. Don't always get to use the Frontier A321, so glad to do it when it is here, and good to see that it is back on the Orlando service. And now right here we have a very interesting charter today. This is Delta 737-200 in the breast cancer awareness livery. Now this livery does not exist anymore, but the aircraft is still accurate, it being a winglet-less Delta 737-200. It arrived in from Memphis, and it'll be heading out to New Orleans. So I'm not sure what this is for exactly. I'm assuming it's a sports charter, just because those seem to be kind of big cities, so it might be like the Vikings going out. I'm assuming it's some sort of sports team, but I'm not sure which one it is. But whatever team it is, good luck. And it's just cool to get the aircraft in here, because not too many 77s that fly in here. We are getting more now that we're moving into the winter season. Ironically, there is now more 757s, and we will see that later on in the airport update. But good to get this wingletless one in here, as these are kind of a dying breed, but Delta still uses them for charters and other services of the like, so that is great to see here. And just taking off here, we have this United Express E175 operated by Mesa Airlines. This one is currently departing out to Washington Dulles, and it arrived in from there as well, so this one is on the turn for Washington Dulles. And just taxiing in right here, we have this Delta A320-300. This one arrived in from Dallas-Fort Worth, and it will also be on the turn heading back out there. So a rare non-hub turnaround here at MSP for Delta, because, I mean, this is a Delta hub. Normally they don't do turnaround flights to at least a non-hub airports. That is kind of unique right here, but glad to see it right here. Love the A320, and so glad to get that one featured here in the airport update. And our next aircraft here is this United A319. This one arrived in from Houston Intercontinental, and it's currently taxiing into its gate, which will be Echo 10. And then this will be heading back out there on the turnaround. So if you haven't noticed already, we're kind of just getting the taxiing aircraft first. We'll actually be looping around back to the terminal. So we're starting with all of our taxiing aircraft, but I want to finish with the terminal because we have some really cool aircraft in the terminal today. So I'm going to conclude with those, but we're going to start with all of our taxiing aircraft over here. So we're actually going to loop around to like the complete other side of the airport to our departures on 30 right. And our next aircraft here is the C-130. It's been a while since we included this model in an airport update for MSP, so might as well bring it back here today. This will just be doing a local flight around the area. Did hear one of these flying around my house recently, so I figured I might as well just include it in here. They normally fly around in the day just to not disturb people because they are really loud. So since today is a day update, it made sense to include this one here. So here it is, just doing a local flight around the area. We'll come back to MSP in around 30 minutes or so. But very nice right there. And here we have the first of our Delta Connection CRJ 900s. This one being the Comair livery, but of course this one doesn't exist in this livery anymore, but it will still use it here. This is operated by Endeavor. This one arrived in from Indianapolis and is now going to be taking off soon for Kansas City. This one next in line behind the C-130. And now transitioning into the A Concourse, and unlike in the last where we had almost no RJs, today we have a whole bunch of them. We have a whole slew for you guys to see. So our first one on the left of your screen there is the SkyWest House livery, CRJ 900, and this one arrived in from International Falls, and you'll be heading out there. This is operating, of course, on the behalf of Delta Connection. Just as they're transitioning from the CRJ 200 to the CRJ 700, they don't have like a whole bunch of assets, so SkyWest, they brought in all of their house liveries here, or not all of them, but they have two that fly through MSP, and there's also still, actually we'll see it later on, so I won't spoil it. But our next aircraft here is this Delta Connection CRJ 900. This is the first of our Shapeways customs, in which there are two of them. This one is in from Cleveland, also operated by Endeavor Air, like the Comair one. Arriving from Cleveland, this will be heading out to Cincinnati. So double Ohio routes right there for that one. I couldn't think of the state name for a second. But yeah, very nice to see right there. And we still have a whole packed A concourse to hit on before we finish up with the RJs. And here we are with our the rest of the A concourse here, absolutely packed today. Love to see that. On the far left of your screen there, we have this Endeavor operated Delta Connection CRJ 900. This one arrived in from Omaha, and it will be heading out to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Very nice to see right there. Our next aircraft is this SkyWest operated CRJ 700, and this one is in from Escanaba, and it will be heading out to Rhineland. I hope I'm saying Escanaba right. I'm pretty sure I looked it up, and that is how it's pronounced, but I don't 100% remember, so I'm pretty sure that's right. But if we have any Michiganders out there in the comments who can correct me, I would appreciate that. Our next aircraft here is this, my second Shapeways Custom CRJ 900, also operated by Endeavor. All of our CRJ 900s are Endeavor operated today. I think I just said that with the other one, but anyways, this one is in from Grand Rapids, Michigan, another Michigan route. This will be making the trek all the way out to New Orleans, which is a very impressive flight. I did not expect a CRJ 900 to go pretty much cross-country on that one, but that is quite impressive right there. And then our final aircraft right here is, of course, the American Eagle CRJ 700, which is operating for Delta Connection with SkyWest, of course. It looks like we might be getting even a second one of those, because there was one that arrived in today, the previous day, Saturday, the 9th, the day that this airport update took place, came in from Roswell. So I think that means that we're now going to get a second American Eagle CRJ 900 or CRJ 700 in circulation here for Delta CRJ 700s, which is quite crazy, honestly. But anyways, this American Eagle CRJ 700, this is in from Iron Mountain, and it'll be heading out to Brainerd, Minnesota. So how about that lineup right there? And we still have yet one more CRJ right here. This one is another CRJ 700. For those viewers who are pretty new to the channel, actually even long-time viewers may not recognize this aircraft since I never use it in airport updates until today. We have another Delta Connection CRJ 700. This one is Shapeways Custom. I never used this one because these never really flew to MSP. We never really got in the Delta Connection CRJ 700 other than the random Midway flight before. But now, since they retired the CRJ 200, now I can use it again. So that is very nice right there. This one arrived in from Hibbing and is currently taxiing out for the flight out to Williston. So very cool right there. And that is our final RJ out of our 8 RJs in today's update. CRJs, I should say. We still have RJs, they're Embraers. But our 8 CRJs in today's update, 4 of them 900s and 4 of them 700s. That is insane. That is the most RJ 9s and RJ 7s we've had in an update. I have 3 CR2s, so maybe we've had more CRJs in an update before. But that was a completely full A concourse, so that is very nice to see. And the next aircraft here, now moving into the C concourse and our first of the E175s, we have this Shapeways Custom E175 with the standard winglets. This one arrived in from Columbus, operated by SkyWest, and it will be heading out to Minot. So I want to congratulate the Columbus crew on winning their 4th MLS Cup, I believe. So congratulations to Columbus crew. I'm just thankful that they beat LAFC. I know I posted about it on my Instagram, but yeah, thank you for being LAFC, because I hate LAFC. And so yeah, I was cheering for you guys, and so yeah, congrats to the crew. Well-deserved MLS Cup right there. And now here we have our 2 Gemini Jets Delta Connection E175s. Still can't believe that these models have been made. They're fantastic to see right here. Always love them in these MSP airport updates. The first of which being the Delta Connection Embraer E175 on the left of your screen right there, operated by SkyWest once again. This one is in from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you'll be heading out to Grand Forks. Very nice to see right there. I was recently in Grand Forks as of, well, yesterday. I was in Grand Forks, got a tour of UND. They have a big aviation school. A really big one, actually, the biggest in the country, I believe, in terms of alumni. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if I'll go there, but it's at least a possibility. Our next aircraft, though, is the Delta Connection E175, well, obviously, operated by SkyWest. This one arrived in from Sioux Falls, and it'll be heading out to Fargo. And now to cap off the C concourse here, we have this Delta A321 doing 2 East Coast flights. This one arrived in from Boston Logan, and it'll be making the flight out to New York LaGuardia. So we do have a full house of A321s in today's update. I don't know what it was with the last update that did not have as many. We only had the one CO A321 in that airport update. But today we have the COs, we have the Neos. It's going to be a full update. I'm super excited to get on to the rest of it, so why not go on with that right now? And now on to the part of the table where I still can't fit the camera, so we can't get really good shots of these aircraft. The first of which here is this United Express E170, filling in for an E175, as I already used my one E175 for United Express on the Dulles service. But this here is the Newark service. This is operated by Republic, and Republic has E170s, and this aircraft specifically is Republic operated, the model, so it made sense to do that. But anyways, this one arrived in from New York, Newark, and it will be heading back out there on the turn. So very nice to see right there. We'll have to get a pair of E175s for United Express, or E170 family, whatever. You get the idea. In this airport update, so we have, 5 E175s, E170s, E170 family aircraft in today's airport update, which is very nice to see. I don't think that's happened at MSP before, and obviously not, since we didn't have the Delta Connection ones. But yeah, very nice right there. I love the E175, so glad we can include it so much. And here we have 2 backlit American 737-800s. Unfortunately, couldn't get better lighting for these two. They're just in the worst spot at the airport. Anyways, the winglet logo on the winglet version arrived in from Charlotte Douglas, and it will be heading back out there. That was one of the weird ones where they had the logo on the inside of the winglet, but not on the outside one, so that's pretty cool. But that one's on the turn from Charlotte, and our next aircraft here is the winglet, not the winglet-less, but the logo-less winglets 737-800 here. And this one is in from Dallas-Fort Worth, and you'll be heading out to Phoenix Sky Harbor. Both of those are Red River Aviation's airports, so two very fantastic models here by NG. And yet another fantastic 737-800 here by NG models, this one being the Alaska 737-800 in the Salmon People livery. This is filling in for the 738 in the Honoring Those Who Serve livery, but I do not have that one on the 737s, so we will use Salmon People instead. And this one came in from Seattle-Tacoma, SeaTac, and it will be heading back out to Seattle on the turn today. That is our only Alaska route for the time being. Maybe I think Portland's just a seasonal route, so probably still going to have to wait till spring until we see the return of Portland. So that's a bit unfortunate, but good that we have consistent Alaska service here on the 737. Love to see that. And here we have this Delta A319. This one arrived in from Washington, DCA, Reagan National. This will be staying overnight, actually, and then we'll be heading out to Houston in the morning, so not sure what the reason for that is, but this one will just be sticking around for the rest of the day, and maybe they're doing some repairs or something with it. But yeah, not heading out till Houston until the morning of the 10th. And here we have this Delta 717-200 right here. This one is actually doing the reciprocal of the first CRJ 900, the Comair one that we saw at the very beginning of the airport update. This one arrived in from Kansas City, Airlines International 2024 shout out. This will be heading out to Indianapolis, though, so very interesting there. Definitely a weird aircraft to be doing opposite of a CRJ 900, but I mean, they're pretty close in appearance, maybe not in size, but you know, this is a lower end of a medium-sized aircraft here, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But still very interesting that we get this 717 right in here. Love the 717, and hopefully I'll be able to fly on one going to Airliners next year. That is my hope for now, but we'll see what materializes from that. And how about this Delta 767-300 right there? This one arrived in from Honolulu, of course, and this one was actually going to do a charter flight of some sort or repo or something. I'm not sure why this is not heading back out to Honolulu. That's not what they normally do, but this will actually be heading out to Las Vegas instead. So very unique right there. Again, I'm not sure why that's heading to Las Vegas, because normally we only get 767s on Honolulu, and it's not like a regularly scheduled Las Vegas service because the flight number was like in the 8,000s or something. So not entirely sure what the whole story is behind that one, but nice to get the 767 in here. And the next down here we have this Delta 737-900. And this one is in from Sacramento, and you'll be heading out to Detroit Metro. And here we have this Delta A330-300 right here. This one is actually filling in for a 330-200. That's one of the few Delta aircraft that I have yet to get here for the Delta fleet. But eventually I hope to pick up the Delta 330-200. This is on our 330-200 route in from London Heathrow, and we'll be heading back out there. And then here is the Delta A330-900 Neo. This is in the regular livery. This one arrived in from Amsterdam Schiphol, and this one will be making a turnaround service back out to Amsterdam. Well, this is on A330-300, but for whatever reason today it was on a 330-900, and I'm actually going to check and see if this is continuing the 330-900, and looks like it might be. So this flight used to be on a 330-300, but looks like for the winter season this is one of our changes to now on a 330-900 Neo. So in the winter we normally get more 330-900s, and then in the summer a lot of them switch to the 330-300, and then for KLM it's the opposite. I guess, well, what that was a 787, but now they're back to a 330, and they were a 787. So that's pretty interesting right there. But as I kind of alluded to, we do still have one more 330-900 Neo to get, and that is our next aircraft. And this is, of course, the Team USA 330-900 Neo. This one arrived in from Paris-Charles de Gaulle, and this one will be making the flight out to Amsterdam as well. So 2 Amsterdam Neo flights. Very nice to see right there. Love this aircraft. And yeah, 3 of them, 3 330s, 2 330 Neos in a row right there. Yeah, fantastic to see right here. And so yeah, those are our 3 Delta wide bodies for today. Don't have a 350 in this one. Just the timing for this airport update did not work out for the 350, as that one departs earlier in the day and then it arrives in later from Seoul. But yeah, we get all of our 330s in here, so that's still nice to see. Now check out all these aircraft here at the G Concourse. This is absolutely packed. I have not seen it this packed in a long time here in these airport updates, so great to get a full G Concourse nearly. Really, there's only 2 gates that are empty, so that is pretty crazy. We will just be focusing on these first 3 aircraft right here at the end here of the G Concourse. So we have on the bottom of your screen right there the Delta A321 Neo. This one is in from Los Angeles LAX, and it will be heading back out there on the turnaround. In the middle here we have the Thank You Delta A321. This one arrived in from Salt Lake City, and it will be making the flight out to Phoenix Sky Harbor or Red River Aviation's airport. And then next down we have another A321 right there, and this one arrived in from New York LaGuardia, and then it will be heading out to Salt Lake City. So very nice right there. All 321s in these first 3 right here, but with a Neo as well. So love to see that, and a great lineup right here. But we have some even more exciting aircraft, including a new model to cap off this airport update. And I actually couldn't fit all the aircraft here in our last shot right here, so we actually still have one more to get to at the end, and you can already see it peeking over at the top left of your screen, but we'll conclude with that one. Anyways, our next aircraft here is this Delta 737-900. This one arrived in from San Francisco SFO, and it will be heading out to Las Vegas. And then behind that one, we have the new model here, the Delta 757-300. And these have returned to MSP, as I've said before. They are back for the winter season, so that is like is one of our aircraft upgrades here. Seeing these on a lot of our more touristic routes, which is, I guess, not really surprising that it is being used on those, but very nice to get it in here. And we'd love to see the 77-300, the pencil plane, of course. This particular one arrived in from Orlando MCO, and it will be heading out to Fort Myers, so Southwest Florida International Airport there. And so yeah, that is great to see right there. Love this model right here by Gemini. This is their most recent release, of course. I just held off on getting it just because we weren't getting these at MSP for a while. Now that they have returned, I decided to go ahead and pick this one up for Black Friday, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So another Delta model to add to the collection. And I mean, MSP, it's getting more complete with every Delta model. Every model that I need for this airport, really, it's just getting more complete. And yeah, still collecting for this airport, and that's pretty much been the project of this channel for as long as I've been running it, collecting for MSP. And it's crazy to say, but it's pretty much complete after only really 2 years of me doing this airport. This is actually about the 2-year anniversary of me making this mat here. Well, not this one actually, because I remade it this past summer, but having an MSP airport, I originally built it. Actually, I'm gonna save this whole anecdotal story for the last aircraft, because this might as well be my outro. And our final aircraft here is the Delta A320-100, which arrived in from Santa Ana John Wayne, Orange County, and you'll be heading out to Nashville, or Benashville, as CGP Gray likes to call it. And so yeah, that is it for this airport update, and now I'll do my anecdotal story so you can all leave this airport update in tears. Anyways, I originally made this airport back in December of 2021. That is when I first just made all of this, and of course it's been redone since then, but it still looks very similar to that original airport build. And back then I barely had any Delta model. I had a good amount of Delta models, but definitely not like we've seen today. Probably half of these models that you've seen, not actually more than half of these models that you've seen in this airport update, I have received since I began this airport. Actually, I can't really see any of them that I've had, except for the Gemini 737-900 there for Delta. And yeah, pretty much all these I have received since making that. So I mean, we've come a long way with this airport, and it's great to see how it has grown. And so yeah, just a fantastic model airport here. if I do say so myself. I mean, it's my home airport, and love featuring here on the channel. So thank you all, guys. Thank you all, guys, for checking out this airport update. Love your support of this airport update series, as it is, I mean, my favorite of my airports, and you guys seem to also really enjoy it, and I greatly appreciate that. That'll do it for today's update. So I will see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.